All right, what's going on, guys? So today is New Year's Eve. We're going from 2024 into 2025. And for all the guys who subscribe to my channel, this channel is meant to help you become better because I myself have been through so much character development, quitting drugs, learning how to be more social and mastering my social skills, all kinds of things, right? And I want to make sure that you guys can make 2025 a good year, that you guys can be a better person for you and for your family. I don't want you guys to let a year go by and everything is exactly the same. If you are someone who had a goal to become an entrepreneur in 2024 and it's 2025, it's about to be 2025 now, and you're still in the same place, you haven't really taken action on that goal, that's something that you got to work on in 2025. If you're someone who's an incel and you want to get better with women, that's something that you need to work on because you don't want the years to go by and you're the same exact person. Because understand this, if you become better, the person watching this, if you become better, then everything in your life will become better because the common denominator in relationships, whether it's your workplace, whether it's your business, your YouTube channel, it's all about you. It's all about you becoming a better man. And the problem that most people have is that they start the new year. They say, I'm going to lose weight this year. And they start out fat. And then at the end of the year, they're still fat. And then on New Year's, they all have to drink and get super blackout drunk. And what that really means is that you don't truly love yourself. You have to have a day to finally escape your reality by overdosing on drinking alcohol and smoking weed and doing drugs and partying because you're escaping your reality. You don't want to be that person. Trust me. I've been there. I've done all the drugs, damn near all the drugs that you can think of. I was super addicted to pills. And guess what? That's just escaping my reality because at the moment, I wasn't the best version of myself. So if that's what you're doing, you are escaping your reality because I promise you, when you're not on the drugs, when you're not on the alcohol, and you actually love yourself and you're confident about yourself, you don't need any of that. You don't need any of that to have a great day. Today's New Year's Eve. I'm not going to drink. I'm not going to party. Why? Now, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with enjoying your time with your family members or your friends, but I'm saying getting blackout drunk, doing drugs, don't escape your reality. Instead, focus on character development and becoming a better version of you so that you don't have to do that. So that every day that you wake up, you look in the mirror and you see a man that you respect. You see a man that you admire. You say, that's a motherfucking man right there. And I'm proud to be that man for myself and for the people around me. Okay? So moving forward, if you want to be someone who does not quit on your goals, understand that your mindset controls your actions and your actions control your results. So if you have a bad mindset, it's going to affect your life in every way. It's going to affect whether you start a goal and you quit on it, whether you start another goal and you quit on it. Why? Because your way of thinking is completely messed up. So for example, most people on the first, they say, I'm going to lose weight. 30 days go by. Maybe they stuck to it, right? Some people stuck to it for 30 days. Another 30 day go by, right? There's some people who even quit after 2 weeks, after 14 days, after 7 days. And the reason why is because, and this is the same mindset that applies to all your goals. The reason why they quit is because they're focused on the result instead of focusing on the actionable steps that will get you there. I say this all the time in all my videos, and I use this analogy because it's very simple. And understand this, if you take one step every day towards your goal, you don't have to be in a rush. You don't have to focus on getting the results super quickly, but you just have to focus on making sure that what needs to be done is getting done every single day. So if you're out of shape, making sure that you're just in a caloric deficit every day and you work out, and then you give yourself probably like 2 days out of the week to eat what you want so that it's not so difficult mentally for you. But the point is to focus on the actionable steps, because when you focus and you fall in love with the process as opposed to being so infatuated with the result, understand that the results are a byproduct of the process. So like I said in all my other videos, if you are in Florida trying to get to New York City, right? If you have the right blueprint, if you know you're on track, meaning let's just use this analogy towards your goals. Like if you're doing your actionable steps every day, are you going to reach it? Yes. So you don't have to be in a rush because you know it's a guarantee. You know you're guaranteed to get there if you just don't stop. So if you're in Florida trying to get to New York, and even if you go 1 mile per hour, meaning you take one step towards your goals every single day, guess what? Doesn't matter if you drive 1 mile per hour. Doesn't matter if you drive 10 miles per hour, 100, 200. You're going to get there regardless. And that gives you confidence. That builds up your self-esteem, knowing that you're doing what it takes and knowing that you will get there. That's the type of mindset that you got to have with all of your goals. I have almost 1,000 subscribers. I'm close to 1,000 subscribers. I've been doing this for a long time, almost probably like 2 years. And this year, 2024, I posted pretty much every day. I think probably January and February. I hadn't done it until I decided. I said, okay, moving forward, I think it was February. I said, moving forward, I'm going to post a video every single day, regardless of how I feel. Why? Because I want to provide value to the world. I want to provide value to some young man out there who's going through what I went through and doesn't have any guidance in their life, doesn't know that what they're doing is leading them down the wrong path. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to post every single day. Most people by now, they would have quit. They would have said 1,000 subscribers. That's not enough. Why? Because they're focused on the result. But when you focus on the actionable steps, like for myself, is posting every single day, making sure I provide value to you guys and just keep my word every single day. That's the mindset that you should have, is holding your word with yourself. Guess what? I didn't focus on reaching 900 subscribers, and I'm not saying it's a lot, but I didn't focus on that. It just happened. It was a byproduct. It was a result of not quitting, of doing what I needed to do every single day, regardless of how I felt. And I understand that, sure, ideally, it'd be nice to have more subscribers, but I'm not in a rush. I don't care because I know I'm doing what I need to do. And I know when you do what you need to do, the results come. So if you are trying to lose weight this year, your mindset should be to hold your word no matter what, regardless of what happens. Keep your word to yourself. Don't break your word for anything. Make up an idea of the man that you should be in your mind, a better version of yourself, and think about how that man never breaks his word. That man says he's going to do something and he does it. And when you build up that idea of that man, you're building this character in your mind. And at first, you might not be that guy. You might be someone who breaks your word all the time. You might be someone who tells people you're going to do something and then you quit. You might be someone who tells other people, hey, I'm going to be there at this time, and then you show up 40 minutes late. You might be that guy. So in the moment, it might not feel like what you're telling yourself is true, but you need to start telling yourself that you are the man that does not break his word. And every single day you strive to be that guy. You strive to be the better version of yourself, the man who doesn't break his word. The man who says, I'm going to go on a caloric deficit until I see my abs. It doesn't matter if it takes 90 days, and it doesn't matter because you fall in love with the fact that I'm being that man. I did not break my word today. I said I was going to be in a caloric deficit today, and I'm not seeing results quickly, but it doesn't matter because I'm confident in the fact that if I continue doing this, I will be someone who reaches my goals. That's with anything. If you want to be more social, if you want to be better with women, if you want to have a financial goal, if you want to become an entrepreneur, everything depends on if you keep your word with yourself. If you don't keep your word with yourself, then you will never reach your goals. Some goals take longer than others. Some are a bit shorter. You want to learn a muscle up? Doesn't take that long. You want to get ripped? Doesn't take that long. 3 months? What's that? Unless you're starting super fat. Financial goals, they might take a little bit longer. You want to become a man who is super disciplined. It doesn't matter how long it takes, as long as you're doing what it takes every single day to get there. So This year, I want you guys to write out what it is that you want to achieve so that every day you can take a look at that. And then once you write it down, you write down the actionable steps that you should take in order to get there. Buy yourself a habit tracker. When you buy yourself a habit tracker every single day, that's part of falling in love with the process. Seeing that habit tracker, making sure that you mark it the day as complete. You completed your task for the day. And when you see that every day and you see that it's full and you see that you kept your word with yourself, you're going to be proud of yourself. That's the feeling that you want to have, is that feeling of feeling proud of who you are becoming. Being proud of the man who you said you're going to be, and you're holding your word to yourself. And that's why I tell you guys all the time, confidence does not come, and I'm talking about women for a second, right? Because when guys are incels or guys are not good with women, they see rejection as something that is the end of the world. Why? Because they place their confidence on the result as opposed to placing it on the process. When you place your confidence on the process, meaning you approach that woman, whether she rejects you or she says, yeah, let's go on a date, it doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter to you, because what should matter to you is the process. The fact that you said, I'm going to start approaching women who I find attractive, whether I'm nervous or not, it doesn't matter. I'm going to make it happen because I'm a grown ass man and I don't live in fear. I don't live in this bubble in my head thinking that fear is the end of the world. So you fall in love with the fact that I went and I did it. I could have bitched out. I could have broken my word. I could have just turned around and not done what I said I was going to do. But I did it. So that will give you confidence. That will give you that self-assurance, and it will build your self-esteem when you hold your word with yourself every single day, no matter what. So understand that anything that you want to achieve, it all depends on whether you hold your word with yourself. So make it your goal this year, not only to have other different goals, right? But your goal should be to hold your word like you've never done it before. And I promise you, you can do it because you have full control over your mind. No one's going to come. No one's going to hand you whatever it is that you want. You have to go out there and you have to get it. So make it a goal to hold your word, and every single day you consciously control your mind. Coming from someone who was addicted to porn, who was addicted to Percocets, heavily addicted to these things, guess what? I understand the power of controlling your mind, because for the longest time I thought I wasn't in control of my mind. It's just something that happens, and that's how most people think. They have no confidence. Well, it's just, I just can't control that. It's just me. They're addicted to drugs. Well, I have an addictive personality. That's just me. They're lazy. Well, that's just like, no, brother, you have control over your mind. Whether you choose to control it or you let it control you, that's on you. But in order to start being where you want to be, you have to consciously control your mind and say, you know what? I'm in full control over my life. I'm the one who is behind the steering wheel. I'm not in the passenger seat of my own life. I'm behind the steering wheel. I have to take control. So take control of your mind. Make sure that you have the right self-talk. Don't talk to yourself focusing on failures. That's what most people do. They sit there and they focus on, oh, but what if I fail? What if I fail? What if I get rejected? Stop caring about the opinions of others. And I promise you, you won't get better at it until you start doing things that are showing you that you don't care. That's giving you evidence. The same way that if you're nervous talking to women and you do it more, and every single time you get rejected, you improve something about what you did, you're going to become better. But understand that when you're the type of man who stops caring about what people think, it happens over time through your actions. For example, when I started my YouTube channel, at the time, I thought about it. It crossed my mind. Like, oh, how am I going to sound if I say this? Or how is it going to come off if I say this? Nowadays, I don't give a fuck. I don't care about the opinions of others because I validate myself. Nobody validates me but me. So no one can tell me an insult and it can hurt me. No one can compliment me and it can boost my ego, because I'm self-sufficient and I validate myself. And that's how you should think as well. Because in order to build a YouTube channel, in order to talk to women, in order to be better at business, in order to just be a better you, you have to be your authentic self and not give a fuck about what anyone has to say. Because at the end of the day, no one's paying your bills. No one's waking up and thinking about you. I know there's some haters who do, and those people are miserable. The people who just talk shit about you all day and you're on their mind, that's great. They're not even focused on themselves. They're focused on you. You should be happy about that. Because as a man, you should be focused on yourself. You should be focused on who you're becoming. And you should not give a fuck about what anybody thinks. All right, guys, that's the video for today. Like the video, comment down below, and subscribe. Peace out.